Well, good morning and Merry Christmas, and welcome to this edition of Making a Difference. I'm Michelle Heron. We'll spend the next hour telling you about all of the different people and organizations giving back to the Tennessee Valley. We begin with how Hamilton County students are getting real-world experience thanks to a program called Project Search. It's a big day at Erlanger Hospital as these 7 Hamilton County students find out some big news. The students are part of Project Search, a program aimed at helping children with intellectual or developmental disabilities learn job skills. Bridget Fisher is the instructor and coordinator for Hamilton County. She says the goal is to help her students earn a competitive wage and employment in the community.
For 10 weeks, they spend their day in their internships learning job skills, work skills.
18-year-old Caden Witcher spent his first 10 weeks as an intern inside Erlanger's gift shop. He handled a number of tasks like running the cash register, taking phone orders, and receiving merchandise.
At first, I was nervous, right? But I got better later on, and I realized I really like talking to people there. I'm also a good helper in making people feel comfortable when they need somebody to talk to.
Now, Caden and his classmates will find out where they will spend their next 10 weeks.
Their first internship won't look like their second. We want to make sure they have enough variety and skills so that when they leave and they have that resume, they have lots of opportunities.
They already interviewed for the non-clinical positions among several departments, like cardiology, the infusion center, and eKids Learning Center. For Caden, it's off to materials distribution and guest services. And he says he's ready for the experience.
I'll say I'm more confident than before. 'Cause at first I was all nervous and stuff like what's this going to be about? I didn't know anything, but until I actually got to my first department, the more days, weeks, the more I've been there, it's like, okay, it's not too bad.
Project Search is an international program with 17 programs in Tennessee. This is the 6th year for the program in Chattanooga, but it's first at Erlanger. Fisher says the skills and lessons learned are ones that stay with those like Caden for a lifetime.
We see these interns from the very beginning to the end, and the growth is incredible in their confidence, in their ability to communicate and advocate for themselves.
With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. A charity known as the Happy Shoes Project can now help more people in our area. Here's how the program is helping patients who need a boost.
And she had her shoes propped up on the treatment chair, and she took a picture of them and she wrote a Facebook post about them. And she said, "These are my happy shoes of the day." And her writing about the shoes was personal, spiritual, and inspirational.
And from this picture, the Happy Shoes Project was born. Colon cancer kept Sandy Sammons from seeing the project through, but her husband Keith has kept it going in her memory.
We just felt like that we could do something to bring hope to them with the tote, encourage them, and the tote itself be a help to them.
Keith got sponsors to donate totes, blankets, and shoes, along with a book of Sandy's writings to give to local cancer patients. And now Keith has expanded the program to include backpacks for our area's sickest kids.
So I had this vision of writing a book that would talk about their shoes, that would inspire them through whatever situation they were in life, that there's hope in the middle of hopelessness.
The backpacks include the children's version of Happy Shoes, along with a companion coloring book, as well as other items to help make hospital visits a little easier. And most of all, bring hope.
It can lower the risk of death. Hope can. It improves one's quality of life. And it said almost anyone can learn to have hope.
We have how you can donate or volunteer with the Happy Shoes Project on our website. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. A local nonprofit is taking advantage of the outdoors and encouraging breast cancer screenings at the same time. The journey through cancer isn't easy. You can just ask Dolphin Riggs. The journey through cancer isn't easy. Just ask Dolphin Riggs. She was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017.
It can make you feel like you've been abused, you've been trapped, and you don't know. It's like it takes your whole soul almost with that first feeling.
But instead of letting those feelings get her down, Riggs decided to use them as motivation to help empower other women by starting a nonprofit called Hiking for Healing. Through hiking, the group aims to help women with cancer or who have gone through the diagnosis find themselves again and bring hope.
I realized what it was taking for me, and I knew that there were other people, other women out there that would be able to laugh and would be able to find that inner child and allow that person back out through nature and through being out on a trail.
Multiple trails and thousands of miles and laughs later, the group continues to grow with a bond stronger than the diagnosis. And it was all done one step at a time.
What's going to save your life is believing in yourself, knowing that above anything else, that you can do this.
If you would like to join in on their next hike or learn more about Hiking for Healing, visit our website, local3news.com. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. Coming up on this special edition of Local 3 News, new programs in Bradley County are giving those getting out of jail a chance at a better life. We'll tell you how coming up. New programs in Bradley County are giving those getting out of jail a chance at a better life. Here's how these programs are making a difference. It's a happy day inside this classroom at Cleveland State Community College as 7 men graduate with their welding certification.
You're lighting a 2,500-degree fire in front of you. There's sparks. It's not if you get burned, it's when you get burnt and how bad. There's UV light, there's fumes, there's sharp metal, there's power tools. You know, it's work.
Chad Laxton was tasked with teaching them the trade that's aimed at giving these students a chance at a better life.
Giving them a chance to come out and contribute to society and get their life back on track.
Laxton students are also inmates at the Bradley County Jail. These welding classes are part of a partnership through Cleveland State, Workforce Development, American Job Center, and City Fields. Bree Mountain says the goal is to give those finishing jail sentences skills that will help them land better jobs and stay out of jail.
It's our priority to help our community, not just academic students, but our community, our reentry folks, you know, and just help people get upskilled or reskilled and be able to find employment and have a good future.
Because one of the best ways you can lift a community is lift the income. And one of the ways you can lift the income is train people into high-wage jobs so they can support their families.
For some of these inmates, it's the first time they've earned such an accomplishment. Officer Gene Cassius hopes these men remember this feeling and that hard work pays off.
And I'm proud of them being able to do something for their future. And that's the reason why I feel like I'm happy, because they are happy.
With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. Today, we want to honor some great people who are comforting children in need, one blanket at a time. Here's how Project Linus is making a difference. As Lisa Venturino places a blanket inside a Ziploc bag, she thinks about the little hands that will touch this blanket next.
You can see how much sort of love and care goes into the blankets, and they're making them specifically for children.
It was made and donated to Project Linus. The national nonprofit aims to help bring children hope and comfort through homemade blankets.
Project Linus is a group that creates and collects handmade blankets and then distributes them to organizations that work with children in some kind of need or crisis or a medical issue.
The local chapter recently donated more than 24 blankets to the Chattanooga Fire Department. all 26 fire engines have a homemade blanket for when firefighters come across a child in need.
Donating anything, your time, money, supplies, just anything, I think, to your community or outside your community is really a wonderful thing, and everyone should participate.
Project Linus is always looking for donations that can be your time, supplies, or a monetary gift. Find out how you can support the local chapter inside our app. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. Coming up in this Making a Difference special, for Collegedale Academy, it's more than just the season of giving. They have come together to make a difference for decades. Well, during this season of giving, students at Collegedale Academy recently donated 7.5 tons of food to a local ministry, and they've been giving back for 4 decades. Collegedale Academy students flood the streets with brown paper bags in hand. The bags are filled with food being donated to the Cat for Hope food drive. It's Ryan Williamson's final year participating before he graduates.
Getting to see all these people that usually you don't really know just kind of come together for one big cause to help out, it's amazing.
The food drive was started 40 years ago by the late Richard Cadavero, a former Bible teacher at Collegedale Academy. His wife remembers his original challenge to students: collect 5,000 canned goods.
I started bringing canned goods in, and we'd kind of stack them and pile them, and then the students would keep bringing more and more. And then it got larger and larger and ended up going more into the auditorium and places.
Now the drive brings in upwards of 8 tons each year, a reflection, Franklin Farrow says, of the love for the educator's ability to connect with his students.
He devoted his big part of his career to teaching young people in the high school setting. So he definitely had a heart and a patience for us young folks back in the day.
Donations from CAD for Hope are delivered here, the Samaritan Center in Ottawa. Most of the food stocked on these shelves come from the food drive.
When they are serving us, we are then able to pour out their love for their neighbors through our system. So it's really just a beautiful story of how God intended us to serve others.
For Williamson, it's part of a bigger picture and a lesson he says he will carry with him beyond graduation.
Like I said, growing up in the Adventist community, it's really taught me to treat others as you would want to be treated. So I try to live by that and kind of express that in my day-to-day life the best I can.
With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. 128 of the best paramedics from across the country recently received national recognition for their life-saving work, and 2 of them are from right here at home. Helping those around him has always been a passion for William Hardy, who goes by Andy. The childhood dream turned into a reality for the McMinn County native 9 years ago when he became an AMR paramedic.
Sometimes people just need someone to confide in and really know that they understand what they're going through and to help them deal with it, and then that always helps them calm down.
Andy was one of 128 EMS professionals recognized this week in Washington, D.C. by the American Ambulance Association at the annual Stars of Life celebration. The honor highlights the critical role EMS plays in our healthcare infrastructure and gives those like Andy a chance to meet with members of Congress to discuss policy issues in emergency medical services. For Andy, the recognition goes beyond just him.
It didn't start with me. It started with my coworkers. I've had great partners throughout the years, and a lot of mentors, and my bosses have been phenomenal.
A reflection, operations manager Tony Richardson says, of the department as a whole.
We're kind of like family here. We support one another, and we all have the same mission of helping the people of McMinn County.
Making sure every patient is cared for in their darkest hour.
We're going to be there. We're going to be prepared. We're going to treat you with respect and dignity and get you to where you need to go.
with this week's Making a Difference. I'm Michelle Heron. Coming up next, we'll tell you how 2 trainees at the 911 Center are being recognized for how they handled high-stress situations. Almost 1 million telecommunicators work across the U.S. They answer when you dial 911 and relay critical information between callers and first responders. Today, we recognize 2 trainees who were recently recognized for how they handled high-stress situations.
Hamilton County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
In this room sit telecommunicators and dispatchers, ready to answer your call for help.
Every single call is different. It doesn't matter whether it's just a simple, hey, can you help me find the right number, or whether it's somebody that has their house on fire or there's a shooting. Every single call will be different. No call is the exact same.
Each person at these computers have gone through a year of training to handle a variety of scenarios and accurately relay information to first responders.
That is the hardest part, is not being able to reach through the phone and physically help at that moment. So all we have is our voice.
It was Brandy Scarborough and Gabriel Nelson's voices that helped save 2 lives during 2 separate calls. The pair are still in telecommunicator training, but they each stayed calm and walked the callers through CPR.
And I'll count off for them and make sure that they're going at the proper speed to get to the 30 compressions in a timely manner.
I've been in their position, and so I understand that it's hard in that moment because it's personal, it's emotional.
After several rounds of CPR, paramedics were able to find a pulse on both patients, meaning their hearts started beating again. Both say the job can be stressful, but also the most rewarding, especially when you're able to help someone in their darkest moment.
When you do find out that someone is still alive, that that family still has them, that's a wonderful feeling.
We are proud to share Local 3 News will continue sharing stories of those making a difference in our community. If you know someone making your community a better place, send me an email, mheron@local3news.com. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. When school lets out for the summer, some kids are without a safe place to go while their parents are at work. Here's how one club is making a difference for kids in Meigs County. Programs at the Boys and Girls Club Ocoee Region Meigs unit are in full swing for the summer. This year, they're seeing an increase in kids needing a fun and safe place to spend their time out of school. The nonprofit runs off of grants year-round. Tiffany Harris is the director of the Meigs County unit. She says last year they served 215 kids total. This year, they're averaging about 75 kids a day.
Anytime that they walk in, they know that they have somebody there that they can talk to. I always have that open ear. I'm always ready to love on those kids because I know they don't get that. We have a little saying within our organization that kids speak with their feet. And so if they're coming back, that means we're doing something right.
To help support the programs at the Meigs County unit, the club is holding a raffle for a 2023 Polaris Ranger. Tickets are $50 and the drawing will be held on the 4th of July. We have how you can enter on our website. And if you know someone making a difference in your community, shoot me an email, mheron@local3news.com. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. We'll tell you how volunteers are making a difference at the Chattanooga Area Food Bank when we come back with this special report. Welcome back. We would like to introduce you to one local college student who spends her summer breaks making a difference. It's the end of July, the last few days of summer break for Abby Lynn. Instead of soaking up some sun beside a pool or doing whatever college students do in their free time these days, she's here, inside the unair-conditioned warehouse at the Chattanooga Area Food Bank.
You're actually doing work to serve your community, and there's amazing people here that help, and it's just a good environment, I feel.
When the 20-year-old isn't attending classes at UT Knoxville in biochemistry and pre-med, you can find her here.
The first time I came to the Chattanooga Area Food Bank was in high school, and I really enjoyed the work that everyone does here. So every time when I'm out of college, during the breaks, I try to come, like winter break or summer break, stuff like that.
The Chattanooga Area Food Bank wouldn't be able to help others if it wasn't for volunteers like Abby. Last year, 2,100 volunteers logged more than 20,000 hours of work. That's equivalent to 13 full-time employees. Each hour of volunteer service equates to groceries for 78 meals, meaning the Chattanooga Area Food Bank can provide more meals because of the work of volunteers. For Abby, her motivation to help others doesn't stop here. She hopes to one day help some of the tiniest members of our community as a pediatrician.
I aspire to be a healthcare professional. I believe that everyone can make a difference in the world, no matter how small. Like here, even if you're just sorting food into boxes, it's going to go to someone in need.
The Chattanooga Area Food Bank needs volunteers, especially from those in college like Abby. You can sign up to volunteer by clicking the link inside our app. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. Thousands of people in our area have nowhere to call home, but a local nonprofit is giving those experiencing homelessness more help through art. With every stroke of his brush, a story unfolds on canvas. Johnny Rankin uses the color of paint and shadow of detail to share a part of his.
You'd be surprised. There's quite a diversity of people out there, and they've got a lot of stories to tell.
For 5 years, Johnny was homeless, but it was during that time he discovered his love for art. And from there, Artists in Transition was born.
We're a group of people that just want to help the artists that are out actually experiencing homelessness.
The first group meeting outside their camp, allowing their paintbrushes and imagination to take them away. The group has since grown into a nonprofit, holding art shows twice a year, and now meets in this space on East 11th Street.
We get them the supplies, and we get them a place to work and a comfortable place to work, and then they can keep their things there.
The ultimate goal is to help those experiencing homelessness transition into permanent housing. And a reminder that each stroke of a brush is a chapter to a painting and story waiting to be discovered. If you would like to support Artists in Transition, just visit our website. Donations will be used toward rent and art supplies. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. A local man and woman are doing what they can to help the homeless community in Brainerd and East Ridge. It's a mission they say their faith compelled them to do.
Well, what can we do to help you today, Ashley? What do you need? Some dog food.
It's Friday morning as Wendy White greets a woman and her dog. She needs food to feed the pup and some laundry detergent. Needs many of us don't think twice about.
Thank y'all. Tell them bye, Chevy.
But White knows their needs those experiencing homelessness face every day.
Anything we can do to help bridge that gap of their need, that's what we want to do.
What started as a small ministry outside of White and her husband Jerry Gorsuch's home has grown into the storefront on Brainerd Road, called Doing What We Can Homeless Outreach. The two work full-time jobs and spend their spare time here, something the couple felt led to do through their faith.
We just felt like that the Lord laid it on our hearts to start doing something. So we were praying and asking what to do. And little by little, we received direction to start ministering to the homeless.
In the 1 year the nonprofit has been operating, the couple says they've seen the homeless community and the needs associated with it grow. In fact, just last year, the Chattanooga Regional Homeless Coalition says The homeless rate was up 200%.
It's a very transient community because of where Chattanooga is located here at the junction of the interstate with the Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. It's very transient. There's a lot of new people coming into the homeless community all the time here. It's actually growing.
The outreach offers meals, showers, bedding, haircuts, pretty much anything someone without a place to call home may need. And if they don't have it, the couple finds a way to make it work.
We offer food and clothing. We offer toiletry and hygiene items. We offer laundry service. A lot of the homeless people can't afford or have no way to get to the laundromat.
And it's during those moments of conversation, White says, she gets to learn the story behind the person she is helping. A connection that White believes is priceless.
They're our brothers and sisters. And, you know, any of us could find ourselves in that position.
Doing what we can, Homeless Outreach is looking for donations and other organizations to partner with. We have how you can support their mission on our website. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. The National Cancer Institute estimates 9,900 children from birth to 14 years old will be diagnosed with childhood cancer this year alone. Special Spaces Chattanooga is making a difference for children with cancer, one bedroom at a time.
Oh my goodness.
This is the reaction Special Spaces Chattanooga aims to give kids battling cancer. 10-year-old Elijah wanted a Pokemon bedroom makeover, and the nonprofit teamed up with Pikachu to do just that.
The children spend a lot of time in their bedrooms when they're sick, and that's a place of recovery and a safe place for them.
Pamela Moore is the director of Special Spaces Chattanooga. Her team of volunteers with various skill sets have been giving children with cancer their dream bedroom for 12 years. The nonprofit was founded in Knoxville and has 15 chapters across the nation. The local chapter serves 12 counties in the Chattanooga area and Northwest Georgia.
Of course, we have lots of superheroes. We have lots of princesses. But we've had one who wanted a tiny house in his room. He didn't want anything that didn't fold into the walls or whatever. And that was very hard to create, but we did it, and he loved it.
Each room is designed with the child's favorite colors, themes, and activities in mind. The rooms are also tailored to any specific needs the child may have.
Like one little boy, they thought he was going to go blind. And so we actually created tactile things on the walls, a puzzle that he could put together without even seeing it. You know, just different things like that.
It takes about 6 weeks to design each room. Then the team has 1 day to paint, lay flooring, and decorate before the big reveal.
Whoa.
All to give these kids and their families a comforting place to make memories together.
And some of our kids only have it for a while, and some of it haven't forever. So whatever the time, every moment's precious in that room. And so we just want to give them anything we can get them.
Special Spaces Chattanooga is holding a dinner and live auction fundraiser on Tuesday, September 12th at the venue in Chattanooga. We have more information about that and how you can sponsor a room or donate manpower inside our app. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. The food bank helps our hungry neighbors so they don't have to choose between buying food, paying their bills, or putting gas in their car. Local 3's Greg Glover tells us how they're making a difference.
Every time I come, I'm straight, I'm happy.
Terrell Johnson's been a food bank client for, he thinks, more than 20 years. This disabled Army veteran found out about the service through the VA.
Because we get a lot of papers where you can go and get stuff. And due to the fact of my injuries and all that, I ain't got no shame in it. I said, let me go see. I realized how much they helped me.
Johnson urges other veterans to take advantage of the Hand Up offered by the Chattanooga Area Food Bank. He says it's much better than a government program because they're missing
the red tape. I ain't got to go through the red tape.
And they do more than put food on the table.
Come once a month, and I get anything that I need, from meat to bread to toilet paper to toothpaste, whatever you need.
A tremendous help in this economy to make sure you can meet other financial obligations.
Save me $100 I can put on my water bill, electric bill, thanks to what I just got now. You know, you got some gas to put in your car because you didn't have to spend that money to go get the food that you got, because the food bank say, here, keep you off the street. I'm trying to do something crazy, and this is straight.
Johnson's main message, especially to fellow veterans, is that there's no shame in utilizing the food bank.
Pride what? Food come over pride. Stuff come over pride. Throw that away, man. Come on. I mean, this is us. The same is if you ain't got nothing, you got a chance to get it. Come on and get it.
Coming up on this special, we'll tell you how the Chattanooga Area Food Bank is making a difference. Stay with us. The Chattanooga Area Food Bank reaches homes across the Tennessee Valley thanks to organizations like St. Alexius Outreach Ministries. David Carroll has how they do it.
Now more than ever do people need help.
Brothers with the St. Alexius Outreach Ministry deliver food to people in need in Hamilton County.
Every day we take orders from the United Way. They take phone calls from everyday people out there that need help with food. They give the orders to us, whether they pick up, we only take the actual delivery orders. So then I usually put the route sheet together, get everything set up for our drivers to go to do those deliveries.
The Alexian brothers have been doing work to help the community for decades. They saw a need and decided to do what they could to meet it.
We have the opportunity and the manpower to distribute it, the food, and so it just seemed like a perfect fit.
And the Chattanooga Area Food Bank was the perfect partner. They drop off meals once a week and say the number of people requesting deliveries has increased dramatically.
Deliveries have almost in some ways doubled in the last couple of months.
People are faced with extraordinary challenges and forced to make impossible decisions like choosing between food and medicine. So the brothers try to ease the burden.
Any of us that go grocery shopping knows what it's like with this inflation. So you already take somebody who is already struggling and you put that on top of them. Right now, they need more help than anybody right now.
With the help of the Chattanooga Area Food Bank, they can help families through their hardest times and give them their most basic need, food. But organizations like St. Alexius Outreach Ministries cannot do this job without donations, whether it's money, food, or time.
Anything is better than nothing. Look into your heart and just know what's right. It feels good to give.
Local 3's Latrice Curry spoke to a single mother who says she's able to get food on the table thanks to the Chattanooga Area Food Bank. Ashley Harper says she had to quit her job because she needed to watch her child, and the food bank came to her rescue.
Ashley Harper is a single mom who ran into some tough times and needed help putting food on the table. She turned to the Chattanooga Area Food Bank for help.
I started going because at the first of the year, I had to quit. I don't have childcare for her, so I'm limited. Now that she's in school, I'm limited on when I can work.
Ashley says while she does get assistance, it only goes so far.
Towards the end of the month, you're running out of meats, you're running out of vegetables, milk, and things like that. So I go about the first or second week of every month.
Ashley says that gets her through the last couple of weeks each month.
A single family like me can't work and provide food for their family. You have to choose a bill or choose dinner. Choose a bill or choose a week's worth of food.
With the help of the food bank, Ashley says she doesn't have to make that choice.
Food is the one thing that helps you survive. I mean, aside from a roof over your head.
Most people may think of things like canned green beans or corn when you mention the food bank. They have that, plus lots more to help families put healthy meals on the table.
Meats, vegetables, fruit, snacks, cereal. Sometimes if they have it, eggs or milk, definitely bread.
Ashley says she's also been able to get other things as well.
Last time I went, I got a taco kit. I was able to make tacos that night, and we had tomatoes with it and onions, and we got
plums and peaches, and she had fruit for days.
That fruit and other items allow Ashley to put healthy and tasty food on her table. One less thing for a struggling single parent to worry about. She says the staff at the food bank makes it easy, and she's always treated with respect.
They are so kind up there, and they don't judge. And it doesn't matter who you are. If you need help, go to the food bank. They are wonderful people down there.
That's why she encourages everyone to support our Share Your Christmas Food Drive and the Chattanooga Area Food Bank.
A lot of us aren't able to make that big Christmas dinner, like with the turkeys and stuff like that. Just something will help. It would really help a lot of us low-income families if people could donate just a little bit. $5. $5 buys a pack of meat for a family who can't afford to buy Christmas dinner.
Changes to the federally funded SNAP program have some people worried it could do more harm than good. Here are the changes you need to be aware of.
The aisles at Foxwood Food Center on Wilcox Boulevard are stocked with vegetables, rice, and peanut butter. Pretty much anything needed to cook a meal. The food is supplied by the Chattanooga Area Food Bank and here to help anyone who may need it. But Melissa Blevins worries recent changes to the SNAP benefit program could result in more people turning to places like Foxwood Food Center because they aren't eligible for food stamp cards.
Those neighbors who might be seeking assistance will be required to do additional work requirements.
The changes impact people ages 50 to 54 and require work around seeking a job, completing education and training around SNAP benefits, and accepting a job if they're offered. But Blevins says the changes could do more harm than good.
Oftentimes people think they're considered to be able-bodied, but they may not be able-bodied by their own health, their own family or household situation, lack of transportation, dealing with family health issues.
Regardless of how many people walk through these doors, Blevins says they will meet the need.
And we know food is a basic human right, and unfortunately sometimes good intentions may have some unintended consequences. And of course, the food bank's here, and that's what we do every day, is make sure those who need food have access to it.
The changes to the federally funded program isn't all bad. Now, veterans, those experiencing homelessness, and kids who have aged out of foster care are now eligible for benefits. And Blevins says the staff at the Chattanooga Area Food Bank can help anyone apply for benefits.
We'll be right back with more Making a Difference stories next. Foundation House Ministries is helping mothers in a crisis in Cleveland. They held a fundraiser event in early November, and they were able to raise thousands of dollars to help continue their work.
Lights twinkle off the branches of these beautifully decorated Christmas trees. They're part of the annual Festival of Trees Gala in Cleveland. The event supports Foundation House Ministries, a nonprofit that serves moms in crisis. It's the only maternity home of its kind within 150 miles.
And we work with them on their journey towards sustainable stability.
Every woman who comes through these doors has a different story, which is why Foundation House Ministries offers a wide range of services, from housing and case management to job training and court advocacy. But Executive Director Suzanne Burns says it all starts with trust.
In order for them to really get the help that we can offer them, it has to start with trust. And so that's 90% of what we do in those early days is just build trust, build relationship.
Since opening in 2014, the ministry has served 120 moms through housing and 600 moms through their support services. And now, Burns says, the need is growing, giving single moms and their children the support they need, one day at a time.
In the last couple of years, we have seen a significant uptick in those coming in with an addiction history.
If you would like to support the Festival of Trees Gala by becoming a sponsor or buying a ticket, or if you would like to learn more about Foundation House Ministries' mission, just visit our website, local3news.com. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. A local nonprofit needs your help getting their project off the ground. Here's how Project Gallantly Forward aims to make a difference in the lives of local veterans.
Lucas Lewis grew up calling these rolling hills and peaceful countryside home for most of his life. And when he returned after serving 2 deployments in Iraq,
when I first got home, it was figure out how to be a civilian, figure out how to just get by in life, because everything was so structured in the military. And when you get out, it's just pure chaos.
It's where he discovered his purpose in life as a veteran.
This place, I think, is what helped me heal and helped me move past all my military struggles, is being on the farm, being away from all the hustle and bustle every day, and being able to come home to this.
Lewis owns Soddy Daisy Speed Shop by day and maintains his farm with his wife when he's at home. But he knows not all veterans have a story like his. Since returning, Lewis says his unit has lost more soldiers at home than while in combat.
That actually probably hits home harder than anything. And so that's probably one of the biggest reasons I started this, is because without that purpose and without having something to do, a lot of veterans end their lives.
Federal data shows an average of 17 veterans died by suicide every day in 2022. Lewis wants to reduce that statistic through building a retreat on the same land that helped heal his invisible wounds. His nonprofit, called Project Gallantly Forward, aims to support veterans through a number of ways, like retreats and job training.
We want to get veterans out here who aren't doing well. Veterans in the court system, homeless veterans, men and women who are just struggling.
A connection made through purpose and resilience.
Project Gallantly Forward is holding a fundraiser this Saturday at Westbound Bar. Proceeds will go toward building a bathhouse on the property, and then the nonprofit can begin to build tiny cabins. We have more information inside our app. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. Mentors across our area are helping students get into college. Here's one mentor who's making a difference.
As the Vice President of Customer Service at Sequatchie Valley Electric, Beth Duggar knows the importance of connecting people.
Whether it's stringing up new electricity or internet service now, or just helping out the community in so many other different ways.
She also helps make connections throughout the Marion County community through volunteering, like the National Cornbread Festival.
Volunteerism helps build people. It builds their relationships. It makes them feel better to be part of something. And it keeps your town vibrant and alive, generation to generation.
Duggar helps connect with younger generations too through the Tennessee Achieves program. The nonprofit pairs high school seniors with mentors like Duggar to help navigate the process of going to college.
I like to, I guess with any kid, you've got to give them an incentive out there, you know. Get them a Sonic card and say, hey, I'm going to give you the Sonic card when you fill that FAFSA form out. So that helps a little bit, you know, just to keep them on the straight and narrow.
Tyler Ford is the Senior Director of Mentors with Tennessee Achieves. He says numbers show the connections made through mentors and students are paying off.
They're staying in college at higher rates than their peers. They're graduating at higher rates than their peers. And what that tells me is when you offer students support, both financial and non-financial, what it allows them to do is in turn focus on being a successful student.
Connecting students to a better future.
Tennessee Achieves needs 6,000 mentors statewide. The breakdown of those needed in our area is on your screen. We have information about the program as well as an application on our website. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Michelle Heron. Thank you so much for joining us for this special edition of Making a Difference. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.